Yeah, this is really scary stuff right here. How they're attacking lawyers and judges.
These pizzas were being delivered to judges' homes. And so that first line of intimidation is, we know where you live. Then it escalated. And it escalated to pizzas being delivered to judges' children's homes. And that was an escalation of these acts of intimidation. Well, just this week, I was contacted by a judge, and I was told that the second pizza that arrived at this judge's house, he had already received one before, the second pizza that arrived at this judge's house was sent by my son, Daniel Andrew. The name that they used on the pizza was Daniel Andrew, my baby boy, who we lost on July 19, 2020. And if it would have stopped there, it would have been bad enough, but it's not stopping, Nicole. Just last night, another pizza. There's four now. Four pizzas that are being sent to judges as threats. And who's the sender? Daniel Andrew. Let me tell you why this is significant. You send a pizza to a judge's house. That's the message. I know where you live. You send a pizza to a judge's about pizzas being delivered to various judges. These pizzas were being delivered to.
So it says judge whose son was killed talks about how Trump supporters are trying to intimidate judges into ruling in favor of the Trump administration. They're sending pizzas to judges using her son's name as the sender. Yeah, man, it's like I don't care where you are politically, what side you're on, you're a Trump supporter or not, you agree with judges' rulings or not, you agree with lawyers defending somebody or prosecuting somebody or whatever. And, these people are just doing their job and you're threatening their life, for political reasons. Like, that is so far out of pocket and ridiculous. Like, get a life, man. Find something to do with your life, bro. You must be so miserable to have the time to do this. Like, you think Trump is gonna come in your defense when something happens to you? What benefit do you get from doing this? Comments, it says, and the FBI is where? I'm sure they're on it. I hope they are. Another comment says, why are we not arresting the person who ordered the pizza? They probably did it through some kind of, way that didn't give away their identity. Another comment says, my brother worked for her, truly one of the best to serve. My heart hurts for her. Comment says, she could have stayed silent, but she's sounding the alarm. What strength? Another one, this pizza sending is a form of terrorism and intimidation. Another one says, are we in a twilight zone? Another one, and they'll be in the front pew on Sundays. Another one, her husband was my attorney. All he ever talked about was his son. Another comment, sounds like domestic terrorism more than Tesla protests. Yeah, it's weird how the whole thing with the Teslas was on the media crazy, big time. But this story, I haven't heard this anywhere. Another comment says, truly sickening. I don't think the country can bounce back from all of this. I'm fighting as hard as I can, but more people need to care and pay attention. Another one, threatening judges. Wow, imagine a man who was willing to overthrow the government because he lost an election having toxic and violent followers. Yeah, man, the attack on the lawyers and the attack on the judges, and it's like, if they don't agree with Trump, it's they're talking about like trying to impeach them, and it's all political. Like there's a reason why judges, aren't elected. Well, let me take that back. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's a reason why the departments of the government are separate and that they hold each other accountable. Hopefully to keep from any one branch of the government, getting out of control. And it's a lot of power that's going into the executive branch, and unchecked. And so where are we going to land? Where are we going to land if we keep this trend, allow this trend to continue?